So I actually want to start today seated. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start a little different. I don't know about you, but I think most of us need to get grounded. Yeah, feeling a little all over the place. Hey, Irma, how are you? Welcome to the madness. So, but we're gonna start seated, and if you can sit Indian style cross-legged, that would be great. Crisscross applesauce. When you sit like this, it's important that you create a little bit of lift. So sometimes it's nice to sit on a block. You always want your hips below higher than your knees. When you sit in a meditation seat, that is very helpful for a lot of people. Okay, we'll make it work. Yep. So meditation seat, the block for some of you may be a little high, so you can roll up the mat. You want to drop your knees below your hips. Yeah, perfect. And then you want to create a little box with your legs. So that's kind of like your feet are stacked directly underneath your knees. Uh-huh. And then I want you to create a strong flex of your feet. Perfect. Hands can rest on the thighs. They can have the hands down. You can have the palms facing up. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. Your shoulders drop down your back. Yeah, and if you're all over the place, like 99% of us, and you're having a hard time just like settling right in and closing your eyes, then you'll find a spot to just focus, like a small little dust particle or something. Good morning. Just focus kind of outward. Yeah. Connect to your breath. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Draw your lower belly in. Oh my God, the art of being still. It's a gift. We are never still. Draw some attention to your breath. Draw some attention to your postural position. Like just create like nice shoulders down the back. And just feel the inhale and the exhale kind of sliding through the back of the throat. If your eyes are closed, that's great. If you're just focusing on one spot, that's also just as good. Just switch the cross of the legs. Yeah, so you picked a side, you have to go with the opposite now. Uh-huh. And then reset and sit up really tall. If you feel spastic, like you just can't get it together, you'll go a little bit more with a focal point on one little spot and just focus there. Couple more cycles of breath. So you'll blink your eyes open. Uh-huh. You're going to take your left hand on your right knee and your right hand behind you and just take a little twist. Yep. It's a very gentle type of thing here. Not aggressive. You'll come back to center. You're going to take your right hand on your left knee, your left hand behind you. Come back to center. Go again. Yep. So just now moving on the breath, I just want you to kind of find extension, come back through center, go the other direction. Come back through center on the breath. Try and move on the exhale, go the other direction. Come back to center, go the other direction. Good. Come back to central, neutralize. Sweep your arms out and up. You're going to interlace your hands over the top of the head. Press the insteps of the palms open. Soften the shoulders down the back and feel the side of your ribs begin to extend. So your seat is down. Your side ribs grow long. The nature here is what ends up happening is the ribs pop out. So you have to kind of lengthen the side body. Yeah. Neck is neutral. Shoulders slide down the back. Just switch the flip of the hand. So opposite baby finger, opposite thumb. I know that's trippy for some of you. Jody can never figure this out in the back. Yeah, just it's like opposite because you have a favorite side. You slide your hands in a favorite way and then just grow bigger again. Yeah, and for some of us, you'll notice your arms are a little pitched more forward. That's just tightness in the shoulders. Maybe your arms can't go pin straight. It's okay. So you have to do this with a little bend. Keep the neck nice and neutral. Let the hands separate to the shoulder width distance. Slide the hands to prayer at heart. You're going to pitch forward, move the block out from underneath you. Step into your first downward facing dog. Take up a lot of space this morning on your mat. Yep. Thumbs, index finger, baby finger, press down. If you need to bend your knees, yeah, don't jam your hamstrings and your low back. It's all connected. So your hamstrings are connected to your lower back. Your lower back's connected to your core. It's all one big unit. So if you're finding keeping the legs straight isn't working this morning, bend your knees as much as they need to bend. Spread your toes wide. And that's going to get your hips up a little higher. Yeah. If you feel like all the weight's dumping down into the shoulders, it probably is. So breathe your hips up a little bit higher. Spread your toes a little wider. That totally rhymed-ish. Let the shoulders move away from your ears. Quiet your mind. Good luck. Roll forward to plank. Lead with your heart, your chest. So the first dog to plank sometimes a little funky. So if you need to walk it out, that's cool. Just stack up your body so your shoulders are over elbows, elbows are over wrists. Always make sure those index fingers are forward or slightly pitched out is going to be helpful if your shoulders are tight. If you get here and you get into anger mode, drop your knees and support the pose. If you're nursing an injury, please modify. Less is totally more in this practice, so start accepting that. The hips want to sink, but we don't want them. So scissor everything into the center line. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving. Keep your neck nice and neutral. So it's just an extension of your body. Hold. Spread your palms a little wider. Activate. Activate the quadriceps. Activate the hips. Activate the sides of your ankles. If you hug everything in. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Now you found your sweet spot. Welcome to Tuesday yoga. It is Tuesday, right? Roll forward plank. Roll forward plank position. Halfway to a push-up that works to you. If you're a modifier, you just drop your knees and you modify the pose. Knees drop. Elbows slide by your side ribs. If your shoulders are dumping down below your elbows, you've gone too far. Re-straighten your arms, plank position. Nice. Hips go up and back, downward facing dogs. Breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged down dogs. When you lift, if you're in the back, just be careful of that wooden ledge. Yes, as you take your foot out. So when you lift from your inner thigh, your right leg arm is straight. Straighten your right leg if you can. There you go. Your right leg is up in space. Your left hip is gripping in. Point your right toes. Roll forward. Hug your right knee in towards your navel. Give it a nice little squeeze. Step the right foot forward and through. Be on your fingertips. You're in a low lunge. Pause. You're not coming up. You're staying here for a breath or two. Your right knee tracks over right ankle. Your right hip grips in. Your back leg activates. It's solid. It's strong. Plug the hands into the mat if you can. So press the palms firm, flat. Hug your right knee in towards your navel again. Hug it in. So you're back in that same plank. Right knee tucking in towards the chest. Extend the right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Come forward, hug the right knee in again, just getting some joint mobility here. Arms are straight up and down, back leg is powerful. Look forward with your eyes, step your right foot forward and through. Tense your left fingertips, peel your right arm open, go into an easy twist. A block is super useful here for a lot of us. Shoulder tightness is an issue. You definitely want to bring the ground up. I mean, it's early in the practice, so give yourself as much opportunity to get into the poses and support. The right knee has the nature of wrapping out, so we want to hug it in, and we want to keep our hips nice and even. Look sideways, look up, your breath is with you. Right hand comes down to the mat, same deal. Plug down through the hands, hug your right knee towards your navel, give it a good little squeeze. Extend the right leg up and back one more time. Come forward, hug your right knee in towards your navel, give it a good squeeze. Look forward with your eyes, land your right foot forward and through. Integrate your back leg, rise, high lunge. Come on up. You're bending deep into the front thigh. So reminding you that your right thigh bone slides into your hip socket. You're not sitting into the joint of that right knee. Your hip points are forward. So if you notice that your hips are kind of dumping down, you'll need to soften your back knee in order to kind of get that lift of the hip points. That was good, Amy. Side ribs are long, energetically reaching through your fingertips. Yeah, we are here. Hands to frame your front foot, hit plank position. When you hit this plank, lower halfway to a push-up that works for you. So if modifying is where you're at, if you're holding plank and not push-upping, that's fine. Drag yourself through an up dog or cobra. If back is very sensitive, I recommend a baby cobra. Try not to jam your neck back, guys. Keep it neutral. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Be careful of the back wall if you're nearby. Breathe your left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. So when you lift your leg from your inner thigh. You let yourself feel for a moment. Point your left toes, come forward, hug your left knee in towards your navel. You're doing the same motion a few times and kind of building. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward and through. You're not coming up. You're just staying on your fingertips here and breathing. Steer your left hip back. Activate your right hip. Your back leg is like a plank. Now, see if you can kind of like peel your chest a little bit up off your thigh. There you go. So you create almost like a little up dog for yourself. Stay here. We're wearing matching pants. We got the memo. Plug the palms into the mat. Hug your left knee in towards your navel. This is a very seamless kind of transition. So hug it in, zip up the core. Extend the left leg up and back, three-legged down dog. You're pressing strong like you're moving through molasses. Come forward, hug your left knee back in, give it a good little squeeze. Step the left foot forward and through. Right hand tense, left arm peels, go into an easy twist. So you're going to use a block underneath that right hand if you know your arm is a little shorter, a little tighter, or you just need a little lift this morning. Grip your left hip in, activate that back leg. And when you twist, reminding you that your spine stays straight. You're twisting through the little ribs. Left hand comes down to the mat. Once again, plug down evenly. Hug your left knee in and up towards your navel. Squeeze inward. Extend the left leg up and back. So engaging the hip, engaging the core. Nice and even. Come forward one more time. Hug your left knee in and up. Squeeze it in. Land it all the way forward and through. Anchor the feet into the mat. Rise on your breath. High lunge, crescent lunge. So as you come up, kind of iron it out. The left thigh bone slides into the hip socket. The back leg zips up, or maybe you need to soften the knee so the hip points kind of lift up and out of your body. Side ribs are long. Your shoulders drop down your back. You energize your arms. Hands to the earth plank position. When you hit plank, decide what you need today. Chaturanga push-ups there. Up dog or cobra. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale all the breath out. Look to the top of the mat. You're going to step. You're going to float, however you want to get there this morning. Maybe it's more of a crawl. When you arrive, long spine on the inhale breath. Hands are welcome to press into your shins. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let it go. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. So from the top here, sun A, arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step to plank. If you are hopping, you're welcome to, but you must land in a low push-up chaturanga. Good. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms stay active. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to set it up. Step, float. Maybe you skip it and you just go to a dog and you hold and breathe. Up dog is smooth, press even. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay active. We're not resting. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Woohoo. I know. Arms go straight up. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes you just balance goes. Fold over bent knees. Long spine. Step or float, chaturanga push up. Up dog or cobra, nice. Hips go up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back. Come forward, hug your right knee in. Step the right foot forward and through. Tent the left fingertips, peel the right arm, easy twist, use a block. Good, right hand to the mat. Yep, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna rotate to the outer blade of your left foot. Yeah, and you're gonna go into a side plank Vashisthasana. You can modify it by dropping your bottom knee. Yeah. Any variation that works. If you have a shoulder issue, drop to your forearm. Yep. If supporting it requires the knee down, please take that variation. Plank. Right knee towards navel. Step the right foot forward and through. Turn the back foot on a sharp angle. Rise, first warrior. Yeah. Irma, walk your left foot over to the left a little bit. So your feet are about hips width, guys. And when you sit into your front right thigh, your knee tracks over your ankle. And if you get a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, I know it's horrifying for some of us, but if you can look just a little bit with like half your eye, right, you want to make sure the left ribs are turning forward, okay? That's it. Hands to frame your front foot. Vinyasa of choice. If you're not feeling all the push-ups and back bends, you simply just step back to down dog and nobody cares, okay? Once you hit your down dog, you breathe your left leg up and back. Yeah. Come forward, hug your left knee in towards your navel. Give it a squeeze. Look forward with your eyes, land your left foot forward and through. Tense your right fingertips, peel your left arm open, easy twist. Watch the left hip, has a tendency to go a little wild on us. Good, so now you know you're going to side plank. For a lot of you can just plant your right hand and you can zip up right into it. Others of us have to place the hands down and kind of step up. It's okay. Top arm can reach straight up, can go up and forward. The up and forward is going to give you more core oblique. Yeah. Nice. Flex. Slow transition, guys, plank. When you hit the plank, you pause, and then you hug your left knee towards your navel. Then you look forward and step your left foot all the way forward and through. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle, and then rise, first warrior. So as you come up into the first warrior, see if you can get a little glimpse of yourself and just check in. Your right ribs should have enough room to kind of spin forward. Yeah. You can always pitch your upper body a little forward. That's going to get you out of your low back. Yes. Hands to frame the front foot. When you hit the floor, chaturanga push-up. The up dog is smooth. Press even. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Arms stay active. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine, fold. Hit your chair pose. It can be taken with feet together or separated a little. It's totally fine either way. Stick your butt way back. There's a natural little curve in your low back. Your neck stays neutral. Your arms are moving up any which way. They need to open a little wider. That's fine. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So from the top of this little dance routine, here we go. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in your heels for chair. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let it go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa, adding or subtracting whatever you need. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rising your breath, warrior one. You want to anchor and then come up. To the floor we go through a chaturanga push-up. So you kind of find the cadence and the pace that works for you. I'm just the guide. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. You breathe yourself up. Anchor, arrive, And then you hit the floor, chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. You want to press even. Nice work. Hips go up and back, down dog. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Long spine right here. Fold in half. Weight is in your heels for your version of chair. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. To get out of your own way. Yeah, that's the best advice anyone's ever given me on the mat. Arms go straight up. Chair. If you're a thinker, it's harder to do. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine. Step or float. Up dog. Downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot turns. Warrior one, come up. To the floor we go, chaturanga push up. You try and move on your exhale breath. Doesn't always work. Left foot lands on your breath, your beat. We're all a little different. No judgment. To the floor we go on your breath. Yeah, if you need an extra breath or two, you take it. I'll wait for you. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Be still in this dog for a breath. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine. Fold. Hit your chair. Weight moves back into your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Then you sit into your chair. Weight moves way back. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float, vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through your body. Press even. Nice. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Keep it moving. Warrior one. Chaturanga push up. I got nothing to lose at this point. None of you do. You just go for it. The left foot lands in your breath. Rise. To the floor we go. Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Now we hold and breathe. 5 breaths. You okay? You running away? I mean, I wouldn't blame you. You okay, Jody? Don't get beat up in here. Yeah, I'll get beat up later. Yeah. Okay, here we go, guys. So we're going to step the right foot forward and come up to a crescent lunge. Yeah, a little different today. Good. We're going to drag our hands to prayer. Okay. Lean way out. Pause. Start to turn a little to the right. I want you to start with an air twist. So an air twist kind of like in space. So a lot of times you just go to the pose, right? It's kind of nice to be in the transition of the posture, which is challenging. So you're just going to hold here for a beat or two. You're kind of in a hovering twist. For a lot of us with sensitive lower backs or other issues, we end up just staying here, and this is fine. If you're ready to take it a little deeper, you'll hook your elbow to the outside of your thigh. Yes. If it doesn't work for you, you take a modification, which would just be to stay in that kind of hovering, floating twist. You can always drop your back knee. There's a pointing of the crown of the head kind of forward and back a little, so it lines up with that back left heel. There's a gripping in of the right hip. And there's a pointing of the right elbow towards the sky. Stay with it. Good work, guys. So we'll take the hands down to the floor, pause. Okay, walk your right foot to the center of the mat, turn your back foot on a sharp angle, and cartwheel open to a warrior two. Yeah, Warrior two. So take a big, juicy stance, warrior two. Your right knee, we need to make sure it tracks over the right ankle, and your left foot is turned on a little bit of an angle. There's definitely an intersection of your right foot through your back left arch. Yeah. Your shoulders are relatively over your hips. Yeah, so you always want to check in with your feet. If your left foot is turned out, your hip's not going to be in the right rotation. It's got to turn in just a tiny bit. Draw the lower belly in and up, and then you sit. You sit into the warrior two. It's you and your breath. Someone's closed their exercise ring. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Maybe we need to up your goal. Yes. Yes. Up your goal. Sit deeper. So you're going to get a feeling. The feeling kind of yells and screams. I want to get out of here. Sit deeper. Roll your right thigh open. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Come back through warrior two, and you have a choice. Your arm can rest on the top of the thigh, or you could slide to the instep of the foot and use a block for the, we're going for B variation today. And I always say B is for bind. So B gives you the opportunity to go into a half bind, a full bind, no bind, thinking about a bind, dreaming about a bind. You could take a half bind with your arm on the top of your thigh. Yes. So grip your right hip under and turn your bottom ribs. Your ribs turn from right to left towards the sky. Yep. Your neck is neutral. Irma, honey, you got to lean back a lot. Lean back a lot to a poo. Keep going. You got to lean in her lap. Keep going. There's going to be a lift of your ribs up off your thigh. And then you kind of lean back and you take it into the twist. If you stop breathing, this gets ugly. Yeah, so come back to the breath and try not to struggle. You okay? You probably tweaked it. So just take it easy. I'll come over with the ice machine. Warrior two, come on up. I'll hook you up. Warrior two. I'll give him the ice machine. Take it to the floor. Vinyasa. Chaturanga push-up. Upward facing. Peel yourself through your body. Hips go up and back, down dog. Step the left foot forward, crescent lunge. Arrange the feet first. Get them set and then rise, because everything happens from the ground up. If you need to modify, you drop your knee. Drag your hands to prayer, okay? Lean way out, like you're going to a warrior three. You're going to start to take that little twist, but you're not going to hook yet. It's like a little air twist. Yep. You're floating in space. Danielle looks great. Activate that back leg, grip your left hip in. Some of you may just choose to stay with this. Very challenging. Yep. If you want to go further, you'll hook your elbow. Maybe the easy twist speaks best. Maybe you need to drop your back knee. Right. There's something for everybody. You don't want to be suffering in the pose. You want to be challenging yourself, but not suffering. There's a difference. Hook the left hip, activate that back right leg, lean back a little bit so the crown of the head is kind of pitched a little forward and leaning back a tad. And then get in there. Now your breath is a support. So if you're not breathing, you're breathing every other breath, you're kind of like all a little funky, it's going to get challenging. Wherever you are is where you are. There's no judgment. Stay for two more. Hands to frame your front foot, pause. Walk your left foot to the center of the mat. Turn your back right foot on a sharp angle. Cartwheel open, warrior two. It's really great to get the feet set first, then bring yourself up into the posture. Yep. Track your left knee directly over your left ankle. So you can't really see here. So you kind of just have to trust the process. Right. Everyone looks pretty good. You want to find some sort of symmetry. Nothing's perfect. Roll the thigh open. Soften the shoulders down the back. And then you close your eyes and you have to go a little bit inward and just be. Stay with it. As we fatigue, things start to happen. Right. Generally not good things. So, right. Not good things. My dad would always say to me, do not judge your run by running uphill because you're going to, right? Now I'm like, I love running uphill. It's running downhill after you've had knee surgery. Right. You're like, downhill's horrible. Flip the palm reverse. Come back to warrior two. Maybe go arm to the top of the thigh. Maybe hand slides to the instep of the foot and you go high with the block. You can go medium. You can go low. You try things on. If it doesn't work, you backtrack to find something that does work for today. Half bind, no bind, full bind. Sometimes you just think about the binds and that's enough. You want to kind of turn the torso though. There's a trick. This is my good side, so we can show you. So the hands to the inside, this is the half bind. Now, when you grab the hand, there's a lift and there's a turn. So you're kind of leaning back and I'm heavy in that hip. So the half bind is great because you could really work on opening that side ribs. Yep. Lean back a little bit. The effort is there. You get an A. Sometimes the body is just not ready. The mind is ready. Right. Couple more. Stay with it, guys. If you're feeling, you know you've kind of entered the sweet spot. Warrior two, come on up. So as you peel yourself out of the warrior two, you bend deeper, you sit deeper, you engage, and then we take it to the floor through a vinyasa. When you hit this vinyasa, you pull yourself through a smooth transition of a back bend. Then you hit your downward facing dog. The right foot's going to step smack in between your two hands. Your back foot's going to turn. We're going to set up triangle from the ground up. So you're going to step right into your triangle here. So pull up somewhere along the front of the right shin. You got it. Like you're moving your pant leggings up your leg. You have to turn your left foot open a little. Yep. If you need the block can be set up nice and high to the outside of your right calf. You want to lift through your side ribs and lean back a little bit without going into your low back. The moments you get to be still or with the poses, you get stronger. Nice Rima. Very nice poses, guys. Stay for a few more. Look down, step up into Ardha. Make it a seamless transition. Just move your block forward. Keep your right foot forward. Your right hip grips in. Left arm grows open. Yeah. Pay attention to that right knee. You can keep a little soft bend behind it. Stack it open. Add anything you want in this spot in this balancing pose that makes it work for you today. Half bind, no bind. Working on balance. Maybe you need to backtrack and just take it more into an amended warrior three if your balance isn't there. Just remind you when you kick, the kick goes behind you for the true back bend, and that's really going to get the hip flexor. Regular Ardha, guys. Regular Ardha. Left hand to the floor, square off your hips. Step your feet together. Long spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Drag the hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook and twist towards me. Yeah, chair with a twist. Yeah. It's the same kind of drill. If air twisting is a little better for your body, then please do that. Watch that your left knee doesn't turn past your right. On every exhale breath, you turn a little more with your ribs. Look sideways, look up, try not to look back. Chair pose, pull it around. You're heavy in your heels for this awesome chair. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Stand for a sec. So you'll stand on your left leg and you're gonna cross your right ankle over the top of the thigh. Yep. Arms are gonna go straight up towards the sky and you're gonna start to sit into your chair like this. So this is gonna be a little different than what we normally do, okay? Steer your hips back. Obviously, if the balance and the flexibility is not there today, you're just gonna take this more into a traditional where you kind of fold forward and use the blocks like Amy's doing here in the front. If you can find a little bit of stability and stamina, give this a whirl. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Exhale, you're gonna start to twist towards the left. So your right elbow, you have to get down there. Hook it to the instep of that right foot. You can do it. Yep. So it's ankle to knee with a twist. Yes. Yes. And if you're only turning a little bit, you can't get your elbow all the way to your foot, it's okay. Try and hold a few more breaths. Keep steering your hips back, weights in that standing left heel. Pull around to center. Press up to stand up. Lower your right foot to the floor. Stand. Arms sweep straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare, step or float through a vinyasa. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. So the sweat is humidity, it's not heat. So just go with it, it's a good thing. It's gonna rain apparently, if you watch the news. So yes, the left foot step, smack it between your hands. Anchor your right foot and find triangle pose from the ground up. I've been teaching yoga since 2002. And whenever they say rain, you know it's a sweaty class, yes. Because I'm now a weather forecaster. I'm gonna work for the news. I feel like they say rain, it's gonna be a hot yoga class. So make sure your stance is open wide enough so you can really get in there. Yeah, I was just gonna come over and make that suggestion. A block is very helpful. Yeah. You need water, you need water. Back in the old days, they didn't let you back in. Yeah, once you left, that was it, they kicked you out. Turn your bottom ribs. That was it, the door was locked. Here we go, guys, stay with it. Look down, step up, Ardha. Step up, Ardha. Yeah, just do your best version of balance. Watch your left foot. Make sure it hasn't turned in. Looks good. Keep the hip forward. Add in whatever it is. Oh, she got a candy on her way in. Yeah. That's awesome. If you're kicking, kick behind you. And don't choke on the candy. Get a little lighter maybe in that bottom hand. Keep turning those ribs. If you fall out of the pose, just try it again. You got a couple more breaths to kind of play around. Regular Ardha, guys. Right hand to the floor, square the hips. Transitions are everything. Move slow. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Long spine first. Exhale, folds. Heavy in your heels. Let's hit the chair. Stick your butt back. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Start to take the twist to the left. Okay, so your right elbow is going to turn with you. And maybe you air twist. Maybe you hook. Watch your right knee though. You want a nice little box. So your feet, your shins, your knees, everything lines up. Watch that right knee doesn't slide all the way past. Spine is long. Crown of the head is moving forward. Look sideways, look up. This is not one we want to look back. We have a tendency to round. Stay with it. Chair pose, pull it around. Weights in your heels, it never gets old. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer. You'll be standing on your right leg. So you're gonna cross your left ankle over the top of that right thigh. Bring your arms up to start and start to sit deep into chair. You may have to use your hand in order to get that left thigh to like externally rotate. Keep sitting. So you're gonna sit way down. So you're in a chair pose with ankle to knee. Drag your hands to a prayer. Listen, you may stop here. This may be it today. Maybe you have to come down and use the blocks to balance. But if you like to try, start to turn a little bit towards the windows. Maybe you're not able to hook. Maybe it's just a small movement. If you can get your elbow to the instep of that left foot, give it a go. If not, just stay. Not going to work, but your hips are even. So you're in a perfect alignment. Steer your hips back. Nice. Weights in that standing right heel. Pull it around to center. Nice work, guys. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, float through a vinyasa. Keep it moving. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to step your right foot forward and then step your back foot in. So it's like a short warrior one and come up. Legs are going to be straight. Yep, legs are going to be straight. Arms are straight up towards the sky. Right leg is forward, left leg is back. It's about a 3-foot stance. Yeah. Perfect. So your arms are straight up like you're holding a block. So, you know, it's tight in here, but I think we can do it. We're going to open up the arms like a capital letter T, and then we're going to start to turn. And you may get to know your neighbor a little. So you're going to just be very upright with your arms open. Just be here for a few beats and breathe. So if your feet aren't aligned the right way, you're going to feel it like in all the wrong places. Maybe Beth, shake your left foot and walk it a little bit more and then turn the toes a little more forward. Then the hip's going to be more in rotation. Great. So from here, we're going to reach out with that front hand and slide it to the front of your shin or maybe to a block. This is a great way to get into twisting triangle because you're creating a lot of length. Yeah. Twisting triangle if you got lost somewhere in that transition. Good. You want to check the hips. Turn your back toes just a little bit more forward. I think you'll be in good shape. Yep. Your right hand can also be on the flat part of your back if it's too much for the shoulder. Yeah. Your shoulders are sliding down your back like you're in a side plank. Your breath is with you. Exhale the breath, fold. Fold over your right leg. Let it go. Let it go. You can use blocks to support you. You can crawl your hands back, but breathe. Maybe lift your right hip up a little bit. Step to a downward facing dog. Step to a downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward. Step the left foot forward. Step your back foot in a little bit. Shorten up and tighten up the stance, and then come up with straight legs and straight arms. You're going to come straight up towards the sky. There you go. Pause. Your legs are straight. Your arms are straight. Your arms are straight up like you're holding a block in between your hands. Open up your arms. You may need to cactus them if your neighbor, and then begin to peel your arms open. So you're in an upright twist. So your legs are straight. You got it, Jody. Open up your arms. The left arm may feel a little jammed up, but you're standing very, very upright. Your palm can always go to the flat part of your back if it's too much. You're just breathing your collarbone and your chest very open. Look forward, start to reach out and set up for your twisting triangle. So it's a nice wide twisting, nice bold kind of pose. Block to the instep of the foot most likely works the best. Hand to your shin. Yeah, Apu, that looks good. So feel like someone's got you by your hips. Yep. Exhale the breath, fold over that left leg. So now listen, you're going to have to bend your front leg a little bit to get into this forward fold. Yeah. Breathe your left hip up and back. Maybe you need to prop yourself up a little with blocks. Let it go. Okay. Kick the blocks out of the way. Step to the top. Long spine. Fold in half. Sit into one last chair pose. Sit deep into chair. Yeah. You're going to lower all the way to the floor. When you hit the floor, you're going to lay all the way down. You're going to lay all the way down. Your arms are going to go straight up. Your legs are going to go straight out. Mm-hmm. Good luck at the eye doctor. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your left hand's going to go behind your head like you're on the beach in Mexico. Just the left hand. Your elbow is going to stay open towards the sky. Your right arm's going to reach straight up towards the back edge of the mat. There you go. So you're going to reach it way back. So now you're going to go opposite, Jody. Switch the arms. So your right hand and your left leg are going to meet upright. So you're going to, yes, you're going to crunch up. But what I want you to do is keep your left elbow open. Okay. So you're going to crunch that hand to that shin. So it's going to look like this. You're going to pull all the way up. You're going to lower it back down, but you're going to hover it. Now your right leg is staying flexed as you do this. So here we go for 20, 19, 18. Try and move on the exhale breath. 17, 16. If you can't keep up, you just slow it down. You do every other one. Move on the exhale. Keep the left elbow open. Flex your right leg strong. Keep pressing your lower back into the mat. Did I ever tell you I'm not good with math? For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Right hand behind your head. Left leg up. Left right hand up. Left hand to right shin. So it's right hand and right leg. There we go. Arm and leg. Here we go. You're going to hover it and reach back. Flex the left leg strong. There you go. On every exhale, you come up. Link the breath and the movement. There we go for 10, 9, 8. Like a big yawn, you're opening it up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up. Arms reach back behind your head in a little prayer. And your arms are going to reach your legs. And then when you open it up, it's going to open just a little. It's a Pilates kind of movement. And you're going to crunch it up. Now, if you can't have your head on the lifted, then you're just going to keep your neck down, okay? You're still going to get 20, 20, 19, 18. It's like a little scissor. 17, 16, 15, 14. Breathe. 13, 12, 11, 10. You're in it to win it. Here we go for 8, 7. Spread your lower back. 6, 5, 4. Crunch, lengthen, and open. There you go for 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Take the feet flat to the ground and set up for bridge. Bridge pose. Use blocks. Bridge pose. Fingertips skin the backs of the heels. Slide blocks underneath your feet. Oh, you do? There you go, bridge. Some of you were waiting for me to say it again. There you go, interlace your hands. And now we're actually in the pose now. Just sit upright, breathe. It was the candy, I'm telling you. It was that damn Werther's. It got you. Exhale the breath, lower down. Take a breath in. We're doing 2 more. Take a breath out, open it up. Here we go, lift up. Bridge, wheel, supported bridge, camel pose, anything. Lift up. Your feet are forward, your inner thighs turn down and under. Yes, beautiful. Exhale the breath, lower down. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. One more for good luck. Yeah, why not? Flip the palms, chin to chest, repeat bridge, wheel, supported bridge. Make sure your feet are forward. Lift up. Here we go. Rima, looks good. Feet anchor, thighs lift, from lengthen from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Beth, it look good. Even for a beat or two, it's good. Exhale the breath, let it go. Nice work. Come down with control. Move all the blocks out of the way. Hug your knees towards your navel. Give them a big squeeze in. Reach for the outer blades of your feet. Pull your knees down around your rib cage. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. Rock up seated, okay? And we're going to set up for ankle to knee. This is called double pigeon pose. I have not taught this a lot. It's interesting because it's like my body didn't go in that direction, so I didn't even think about it. So ankle to knee, you're going to stack yourself up. So kind of how we started the beginning of the class with the legs crossed. This ankle, you probably shouldn't look at me. I haven't gone into this position in 6 months. So look at this. I haven't gone in 6 months. So you're going to stack it up. It's fire log. For some reason, it doesn't work and you really are dying for a half pigeon, you'll go for a half pigeon. But you're creating like a box for yourself. Perfect. Shin, the bottom shin, bring it a little bit more forward. So what you can do is take your palms into the base of your feet, press them, inhale the breath, lengthen up, and then exhale, you'll hinge forward. Looks good. Amy, is this okay? I don't want you in pain, so if it doesn't work, because this kind of targets part of your injury. You can go all the way down. God bless you. So ideally what's happening is we want this bottom shin more forward. Yes. That, like that. And then eventually you want to get your top foot so it's hanging off the edge. There you go. Flex. Now flex that foot. There you go. You're great. Eventually the top foot's going to hang off the edge, but it may not happen today. It's just kind of where you're going. Breathe and fold. You may not be folding. You may just be upright. And that may be it. It may look like mine. Switch. So to get out of it, unravel your legs first, forward, kind of shake them out. And then you're going to switch legs. So a half version of this, all of our yoga teacher community know this is rocking the baby. So a lot of times, like for me in a class, this is what I would be doing to kind of prep me to getting back to that. This is a great way to kind of set up, and then you see if you can lower it down. Oh yeah. No, just you're special. You're special. That's okay. Flex your feet, guys. Flex your feet. And fold. Okay. I'm going to get this knee over a little bit more. It's okay. That's it. I'd better yeah. Wherever you are is where you are. So there's no judgment. You just breathe. There's always things to work on. Take a few more breaths. Breathe. You're not going all the way down. Eventually, in time, you fold forward. I haven't been able to fold forward since 2004. 3 more breaths. You're going to come up nice and slow, unhinge the legs. Now, for the forward fold that we're going to take, I want you to have your feet hips width distance. Yeah, your legs are straight and your feet are hips width distance. You're going to inhale the breath, bring your arms straight up towards the sky, legs are straight. Exhale the breath, you're going to fold. So with your feet a little separated, sometimes this is a little easier. You can slide a block to the base of your feet. Danielle's doing it here in the front. And you can reach for the block if you have that range of motion. If this is like totally not in the cards, you're reaching out, you're grabbing hold of something. If you can't reach for your feet, that's fine. Flex your feet, fold in half. Let your head go. Good. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, you're going to roll all the way back, nice and slow onto your backs. And you're going to set up for Shavasana, complete rest. It was an awesome practice. Make yourself comfortable for the next minute or two. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, but just be still. Close your eyes. And just breathe. Big breath in. Followed up with a nice full exhale breath out. Full body stretch. If you're not into kind of moving yet, you're welcome to just stay and finish laying down. Hug your knees in towards your chest and a big squeeze in. And rock up any position that works for you this morning to kind of have some closure in your practice. There's no right or wrong. Just sitting up with your eyes closed is recommended. Just be in the final moments of this practice. Let the shoulders drop down the back. Bow your head. Gratitude always, the best attitude. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Hydrate yourselves, please. Go out there. Have an awesome afternoon. I will be here again on Friday. I'm here Tuesdays and Fridays. I hope to see you. Lots of classes, though, throughout the week. So find one.